Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to welcome to the stage Dave Vasko.
Jordan, thank you very much. Scott, thank you for the shout out. It's an honor to be part of this, to play a small part of this. So I have two confessions to make. I'm a manufacturing guy. I work for an industrial automation and controls company. But I think the things we'll talk about will apply to finance or insurance or healthcare as well. The second is I'm a tech guy. That's what I do for a living, but I'm going to talk to you a lot about the changes that are happening around the workforce. And the reason is I manage the technology roadmaps for Rockwell, and more I find the problems we have, the gaps we have, are the skill sets to meet these needs. It's not so much the technology, it's the skills to address the gaps, not just for Rockwell, but for our customers as well. And we'll talk about that today. So I'm going to make 3 points. I know Guy said 10. Whenever I get as good as Guy, maybe I can work up to 10. I want to make 3. So the 3 points are: 1, what are the technologies that are impacting us and the future of work? How will they change the future of work? The second one will be around where we work and how that's going to affect how we actually do our work. The third will be, how can Milwaukee take advantage of these changes? So if we look at the technologies, we look at technologies like virtual reality, augmented reality, mixed reality. Virtual reality, you may put a headset on, and all you see is this virtual world. In augmented reality, you can see the world around you, and there's augmented objects. It's augmented with virtual objects that stay there in place and help you understand the world. In mixed reality, you understand the real world. You understand the physics. What's here? You understand that there's an object, there's a wall. If I were to take a virtual object and drop it, it would hit the speaker and stop and bounce off the speaker. So it understands this. It allows us to see different things. These technologies allow us to teleport into the environments, to be in those environments, do work in those environments, to assist people, and that will change how we work. Technologies like 5G provide communication resources, broadband class communication throughout the world. They're going to allow us to be able to leverage people all over, no matter where they are, and that's going to be important as we go forward. Technologies like artificial intelligence, Sandy talked about above the neck. They're going to allow people to take their skills and leverage them better, to be able to automatically organize information and be able to do what humans do best and make decisions around those things. And finally, technologies like blockchain will change how we work. It allows us to have trust. Blockchain is trust. It allows us to extend the trust beyond organizational boundaries, to be able to work together, to have fractional employment where people may be working and doing work for many different companies. It may allow companies to take people from all around the world and provide fractional work. We do standards within Rockwell. I have standards people all around the world engaged in activities. Many times I need somebody in the meeting to cover a meeting in a native language at short notice. It'd be nice if we had trust mechanisms where I could bring somebody in, we could organize that and have that done. The same way with work. I'm asked to do work for consulting, and to be honest, by the time I work through the consulting work, the agreements, it's more time than it's worth to do the work. If we had mechanisms that allowed us to have that trust, it would help us. So think about these technologies. Think about how they are going to impact the future of work as we go forward. So let's talk about where we work. If you look at these technologies, the ability to teleport, these will allow us to be able to work where we want to work, to be able to transport to these locations. At Rockwell, we do remote verification testing. And we actually have to send somebody to a location. Recently, we started just sending a HoloLens headset, a mixed reality headset, and we could send that to a location. We sent it to Monterrey, Mexico. And we had a person on site put the headset on, and they're able to go to each piece of equipment with instructions from somebody that's watching through the headset and perform all of the checks without ever booking an airfare ticket to go there. It allowed us to record that transaction. Every single thing was there. We could link it together with a blockchain and have an auditable record of everything that happened so we can repeat it back again. That's changing how we actually work, and that'll change how we interact with others as well. And then finally, what does this mean for Milwaukee? So I have a little house up there, and I'm not sure if you can see it. Probably in the back you can't see it. It's a house. It's a 982 square foot home, and it's on a lot that isn't a whole lot larger than 982 square feet. It's in Palo Alto. Any idea, any guesses on the price, what the real estate would cost? Any guesses? Million. I got a million. Anybody else? 1.2. 5. Okay. It's closer. In between. $2 million. $2 million for this property. I was actually looking for a previous one I had, which was a garage. Somebody had a one-car garage. They converted it to an apartment. It is a one-car garage on a one-car lot in Palo Alto for $1.3 million. Now, what kind of home could you buy in Milwaukee for $2 million?
A block?
A lot. You're talking about lakefront property, right? Yeah, either on Lake Michigan or maybe in the lake country, you get a nice home. So think about where you're working, where work's being done, having the freedom to work. We have a great environment here for work. We have the ability, we have great people, we have great schools, we have great talent. We talked about some of the drain of talent, though. Jordan mentioned that earlier, that people will grow up here. They'll get a great education of this great school system we have, and then they'll go off somewhere to find their dream job. And we're really having a drain from the talent. But if we can keep that talent here, if we can put that infrastructure in place, if we can allow people to work where they want to work, that's going to allow us to be productive. We have a better cost of living here. We have great talent. We have great schools. We have great recreational activities. This is a great place to raise a family and be successful. So as you go forth, I want to leave you with 3 things to think about. Think about these technologies we talked about. Think about how they're going to impact the future of work going forward. Think about how things are going to change. Think about how this is going to change travel and where we live and how we work together and how we can make things better. And think about things we can do to strengthen the workforce in Milwaukee, to allow people to have more freedom to work, to be more productive, and to bridge these gaps going forward. Thank you.